Okay, so here is h of x. It's a function. The key thing to remember here is that h to the negative 1, all right? And when you see 2 to the power of negative 1, that's a power, that's 1 over 2. But when we have functions, right, h to the minus 1 of x is definitely not 1 over h of x. This is the notation for inverse function working backwards. So that's a key recognition point to start with. So go ahead and write it as y equals 2x minus 3 over x plus 4. And this lets you take an x input and do something with it, right? Do the h function to it, and out will come a y value, right? And so now we're trying to work backwards. So we're going to know what to do to the y to get back to the x. So the key thing here is rearrange. So another way of thinking about this question is rearrange to make x the subject, okay? Or solve for x. We need to get x equals, right? So working backwards, basically. So the first thing to do is multiply across. So y multiplied by x plus 4 equals 2x minus 3. Keep an eye on the fact that we're trying to get x equals. So the x's we have to get together. Okay, so it's okay if you put y4 here. I mean, 4y is more mathematically correct, right? Numbers followed by letters. But if you do it that way, it's okay. And then let's get the x's on the same side. Right? I chose to put the x's on the left. What if I kept the x's on the right? Then I would have 2x minus yx here. And over here I'd have 4y plus 3. Okay, so I've kind of got different routes I'm going. I'll keep on the left-hand side. X is in 2 locations, and we want x equals. So we factorize to get x in 1 location. And then we divide, right? So that's pretty cool. Let's do the same on the other side. We factorize the x. And then we divide. Now what's left is to write it with function notation, and of course we can go ahead and do that quite easily. So the inverse function of x takes an input x and does this to it, or we can write it this way. And they're actually equivalent of each other, and the key thing is that what if you decided to multiply both top and bottom by negative 1, right? Can you see? If you times top and bottom by negative 1, you keep the fraction equivalent, the same, but you just change the look of it. So both of those answers are perfectly correct.